God, worst sauna ever. It's so interesting that for her face is already kind of peeling off. It's so epic!
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Behind the Voice Reacts. Today I'm joined by Frankie Kevich, the voice of Rinko in Silent Hill F, and we will be taking a look at some of the iconic Rinko scenes from the game.
Let's do it.
Where's the kitchen again?
Oh my gosh.
Your plats. You fell down the stairs.
Just strolling on by. Oh my goodness. The switch between just being so, oh my God, you got hurt, that sucks, to being like completely helpless and so emotive, like, I need help. It's just,
Yeah.
you have to laugh. I don't know. It's so absurd. I remember seeing that for the first time. I mean, that was honestly the one big scene that I really took with me after recording. I was like, people are gonna have some reactions to that one. That's gonna be a fun one to see everyone play through, because it's such a like, what are you doing moment. And I think in the game there's like a sequence between her falling down and then her waking up, but for me when I was watching it I was like, this is crazy, this is wild.
How do you feel like Rinko truly feels towards Hinako? Like, is it really full on hatred towards her?
No, I don't think so at all. And that's the hill I will die on for Rinko. I don't think that she wants to hate Hinako. I think that it's a jealousy thing. It's her own insecurities that are really just taking hold of her. And in this Silent Hill world, I think it's all of Hinako's like worst fears about what people think of her, and it's also all of the worst traits of Rinko that are being amplified, that you're really seeing kind of like what a monster she's becoming in this. I didn't get to read all of the notes that are left around from Rinko's journals and diaries, but I did know, just having seen her cutscenes and just like trying to understand myself of like how to empathize with this character, I'm like, I don't think it's that she wants to hate Hinako. I think she likes the idea of having her as a friend, but she's just so infatuated and obsessive over this guy's shoe that every time that she feels neglected or overlooked by him, it's like it's another little jab to her heart that at this point, so many toxic feelings come from this jealousy that it's just like overtaken any other, because there's all these societal pressures too about being like a woman in the 1960s Japan, and the idea of like marriage is so important for women that the most important thing in your life is to be attractive to men, is to be able to find a partner, kind of. It's just like all these stakes and all these things are layering up that I think drives Rinko to be completely unhinged.
Just for once, think about how he feels. You're a traitor. You played with his heart. Say you're sorry. Get on your knees and beg for forgiveness.
Ooh. Ooh. God, worst sauna ever. I honestly thought that everybody had that scene. But I now realized, like, after it came out, I was like, oh, you guys didn't get the lava scene? Oh, that was interesting, because like she's in this helpless situation, right, where she's like really at the mercy, and instead of begging for her life or anything like that, she still has this face to like confront Hinako and be so combative when like she's in a completely helpless position. It was interesting, I think, to see that side of her, and just to kind of recognize like, okay, she's not really the type of person to back down to anything, even when she is in a complete mess like that. Like, her dedication to Shu, I guess, just really prevails anything and everything. We only did a couple takes of that scene because it's tough on the throat. It's just really intense. You have to, at that point, get so physical about it. And you can even see the little sweat glistening off of her head and stuff. They did a really amazing job. My director, Jamie, they really let us live in our own space, I think, in the studio. So the part that I was trying to access the most was just the panic of it, because again, she might be scared. I think it's all just like anxiety induced. And by the time you get dropped into the lava, it was really, how can I make myself feel as uncomfortable as possible, of just like contorting my body. Sometimes I like have to pinch myself too, of just being like, feel pain, like you don't want every scream to sound the same. So you have to find ways of like dirtying them up, whether it's like, ugh, this sounds bad, but like, wetter, of just like, maybe she's like spitting on it, like, bleh. Like maybe it's a more of a guttural thing, maybe it is more of like a head scream, like a throat scream. Fun is a hard word, but it is fun when you get to challenge yourself as an actor in that way of trying to make everything as dynamic as possible. And how can you still be telling stories even if it's not a dialogue, even if it's just a scream. Ah!
Today is such a happy, perfect day. So happy.
Rinko?
Because today, Hinako will die and be gone for God!
Rinko!
How long for you? I will scour every last trace of your name from my memory and the world! I want you gone!
Oh!
Her face is completely melted off and is coming out here. Like, how does that look? How does that feel like for you?
It's so epic. I mean, that is insane. It was again so cool, so beautiful, absolutely terrifying. It's just so cool how much they're able to say, and how many themes they're able to bring in with this one monster. Like it's so interesting that for her face is already kind of peeling off, and that's such a big theme about like losing your identity with stuff, and the fact that her face is already like falling off and is all on fire. I mean, like the idea that, fire is such a theme around Rinko, it makes complete sense. And like I said, I think it's just as helpless and damsel as distress as she tries to show, but I think underneath all of it has just been this boiling rage, and that's why lava is such a great use and like of telling that. That's one of my favorite things about how Silent Hill has been introducing its monsters. It just kind of throws them at you, and then you have to figure out by seeing all the little details in the character design of like, oh my gosh, that's what that represents. This is the person that they're seeing in this. The rage and the yelly screaminess is just a little bit easier for me to access, I guess. That I was like, oh, you need me to just go this high? We'll go there. It was actually the timings that were kind of tricky in this, because she has so much physicality during this as well, that it's like every time she's swinging while she's also monologuing. And so that was quite the experience. And like it's always really fun to see what scenes stood out to people, if it's the same ones that stood out to you and everything. So it's really cool getting to be like, oh, this was an epic scene for you guys too. It was just epic to record it. So yeah. It was just epic to record it. So yeah.